What's up, everybody? Welcome to 3D Rivals, your first line of defense against stupid movies. My name is DJ, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, my sister, Davina.
Yes.
I remembered your name,
Uh-huh.
but I messed up the delivery of that for
You
some
did.
reason. My sister is what I was about to say because I'm tired. But we're going to be talking about Daredevil Born Again. It came out this previous Tuesday, and we got the first two episodes of it. And everybody has been kind of anticipating this show because we want to know if we're going to get a return to form with the Netflix Daredevil series that we got, which was mostly good, mostly very good. I mean, they had some blows, but overall, the show was very good. So everyone's been anticipating this to see how's it going to be, especially since Marvel in the past few years, especially with Marvel Television, has not been so great, right?
Agreed. I kind of want to say just Marvel in general. It just has not been great. So
Yeah. I wanted to put this especially with Marvel Television because I know some I think with the movies, barring a few, it's been mostly they're okay, right?
You already know I disagree with that statement.
You've said it for a lot of the movies. You're like, but you're mad because you're saying Marvel should not come out with okay. Okay, it's not good for them.
Because it's just okay. And
Yeah.
honestly, I think they've had more what was that than just okays.
Yeah. But I specifically pointed to Marvel TV because I think Marvel Television has had a lot more of, oh, that was horrible, than at least being just okay. You know what I'm saying? She-Hulk being one of them.
She-Hulk was awful. That was pretty bad.
Absolute awful show.
Yeah.
Or shows that should have been better but can't find a way to end it, like Echo, where it's like, okay, you had something going there, and then
yeah, Echo was okay. I guess Hawkeye was okay.
Yeah.
The more I think about Captain America and the Winter Soldier or whatever it's called,
that's another one of those where it was like I saw where it was going, and then by the end of it, it was like,
yeah, it really should have been better, and it just wasn't.
Yeah, and I think that's for most of the shows, but they're leaving that formula. It seems right, that 6-episode formula that they did for all their shows, which obviously seemed rushed for most of them. And so now we're getting this, and this is an interesting one because it's continuing from the previous Daredevil seasons, and as far as I know, we're pretty much going to call those canon-ish, at least, and this is just continuing from that.
I think we have to. I know originally that it wasn't going to be, which was such a weird take. I don't know why they even considered that. Like, to have the same characters, but then to be like, but this is not the show that you had 6 years ago. It's very strange. Like, why would you even consider doing that? And I'm glad they didn't do that. So as far as I know, this is the same show in the same universe, which is in the MCU universe.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're doing that now, and I think they were, like you said, they were going that route, and they filmed 6 episodes or so.
Yeah, I have that in my movie fact. I only have one movie fact, but it's a breakdown of what they were going to do.
Okay.
And the more I read it, I'm like, I am glad you didn't do that.
Yeah, they needed to change it.
Yes.
So, that being said, we get the opening to this series, which was a bit of a surprising one. So we jump in and we have Matt, Foggy, and Karen, and they're all together, and through the events that happens, Bullseye shows up and he snipes Foggy, which I mean, like, I knew he was going to get shot. Like, him getting shot wasn't surprising, but the revelation that came to me, like, oh, they're going to kill Foggy, that was surprising.
Agreed, because it's like, okay, this was a setup, he's going to get shot, but you just assume that he's going to make it. And I would have been okay with that, because it's just like, it doesn't really change anything. Like, they could have did everything else and had him survive.
Yeah.
But the fact that he did, and I was like, then it's just like 1 year later, they got the obituary, and I'm like, oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
Which is
he's gone.
Kind of disappointing.
Yeah, like I guess they just brought him back for this episode.
I mean, and I know this is the less likely character, but if you're going to kill someone,
Karen?
kill Karen.
Oh, she's in San Francisco now, so maybe she'll pop up in another She-Hulk series.
No, I'm sure she's going to come back for some reason.
Okay. But yeah, like so we had like what was happening? All this stuff was happening. Matt Foggy was on the phone and Matt can hear him say like, "Oh, they just wanted to know where you were, right?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then he hears like the gun clicking of the sniper rifle, and I'm like, "Well, you don't have enough time." Like,
no.
Foggy dies.
Yeah.
And I don't know, the way it was shot was very well done, barring some of the CGI. The CGI in episode 1 in the beginning, I was like, I don't
agree. Like when he's swinging across, it was a little wonky for sure.
Yeah, he looked bouncy, rubbery. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't great. What did you think about the fight scene though between him and Bullseye? I thought it was okay, not great.
I wouldn't. Okay, so I'm gonna put it this way: I would not top it as far as Daredevil fight scenes or Marvel fight scenes. There's much better fight scenes than this. However, I will say I still think it was well done. It could be a lot better. The choreography in that, I was like, eh. But Bullseye was also pretty brutal throughout that entire scene. Like,
which is fine. It just felt a little off to me.
Yeah, it did to me too.
Yeah, okay.
Coming back to it, but I didn't rewatch the old Daredevil right before this, so I don't know. But I do remember the fight scenes being
better.
Yes,
better they were.
Than this. However, I think kind of some of the other stuff they added into it made up for it. Like hearing Foggy's heartbeat throughout the entire fight scene. I think as far as the story goes with that, I think that adds so much to what's happening, at the time.
I agree. I feel like the fight itself wasn't that great, not that compelling, but the scene itself was good because in the midst of them fighting, it will go back to Foggy and Karen's like, help us on the way, just hold on, they're coming, and then eventually you can hear the sirens in the background, and then you go back to their fight, or you can see what the cops in the bar is doing. So I thought it was shot well. To me, it just wasn't, the fight itself was just kind of weak.
Yes that is agreed. But then we get to the moment when Foggy dies, which, again, I think as far as for Daredevil's character, I thought that was really well written, I guess I should say, rather than, shot. I mean, the scene was good, but I think it was just well written. You can feel how broken he is when he hears Foggy's heart stop. Yeah. Which, I don't know. I feel like, and maybe it's just me, but I feel like it's almost more devastating if you're like, obviously Karen, it's devastating for Karen and she sees Foggy die right in front of her. But like if you're hearing your close friend's heart stop beating, like, I don't know, I feel like it's even more devastating.
I feel like maybe it's about the same, because if it's me and I'm down there and I'm holding Foggy, it's like I can feel his pulse.
Oh yeah.
Right? I can hear him struggling to breathe.
Yeah.
And then eventually it's just like you probably like to see like the light die in his eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was rough. Yeah. So it's like both of them really.
Yeah.
Kind of just.
Yeah, you just experience it in different ways.
Yeah. And then he throws Bullseye off the roof.
Yes. Now, I did not finish season 3. Why don't this man die?
Okay. So that was a question. And at the end of season 3, I forgot all about this. They were working on him and they basically gave him a new skeleton. And then I have to look this up, but apparently in the comics, he has an adamantium skeleton.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Don't know.
Okay, now, skeleton or not, that does not stop you, so your bones don't break.
Your brain is smushed.
You're still squishy.
Yeah.
right? I just feel like all your organs and stuff
I
might.
feel like he should be dead too,
Yeah.
but plot armor is very strong, and it can stop you from
Yeah.
dying on the pavement.
The thing is like I kind of wanted to start back at season 1 and then work my way all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
But if I gotta get to season 3 to find out why this man don't die, I don't know.
I don't know. Hey.
I'm thinking maybe they just didn't want to make Matt a killer.
Maybe he still crossed the line. He threw him off a roof.
I'm not.
I mean, he's thrown people off a roof before, but he knew they wouldn't die, right?
Yeah.
Like this, you were like, nah, you're gonna die because
honestly, in that moment, I ain't mad at you.
I don't think anybody was.
Yeah. Well, maybe Cherry.
You think Cherry was mad at him?
You know, I
Cherry was Foggy's friend too.
I
don't know. Because the way he reacted, it didn't seem like it.
I think it was sort of kind of like, what did you do?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Karen wasn't even mad at him. I mean, she's killed people before. She can't blame me. But everyone hates that, huh? Okay. All right. So, yeah, I don't think she was mad at him. It didn't seem like there was a big thing about going after Daredevil for tossing him off the roof.
No.
Yeah.
No. Well, maybe, the fact that he survived helps.
Yeah. Also, Bullseye killed a bunch of cops, too.
Right. And we all know, like, once that happened,
yeah.
Free game.
You're free. You're free to murder.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
As we will see in episode 2. But yeah. So, I like where the show goes after this.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of brings it back down. And I don't know. Maybe it's the character moments or whatever, but it reminds me of the Daredevil we had in the Netflix.
Agree. It feels like a proper continuation, like not like this is a whole nother show. It feels like this is the show we watched, this is a show that we like, and now this is just season 4 of that show.
Right. It just feels like a new season. And
yes.
It's like, okay, it's not exactly the same, but any show could feel like that from season to season. It doesn't feel like a hard right turn into something else.
Yes, which is I think what the majority of us wanted. Is like if you're going to redo Daredevil, then it has to be in the same tone as the Netflix show.
Yeah, it's also not Disney Plusified, which thank you, please.
Yes.
Jeez.
Yeah, they couldn't do it. It'd be one thing if the Netflix show was different, but it's like if the Netflix show starts off this way, you cannot lower that.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
yeah. So, a few things happening. So, Matt has a whole new law firm.
Yeah, well, Foggy's gone. Karen moved away.
Yeah.
So now he's working with, I don't know her name. But she was a DA.
So, Kristen McDuffie, played by Nikki James.
Yes.
So, yeah. So, that's his partner now. So, I think it's Murdoch and McDuffie. Mm-hmm. It's the name of his firm. And I mean, basically, he's doing really good. I mean, their office looks slick, right?
It looks really nice. And I mean, at New York prices, they must be doing real well.
Yeah. So you got that. He meets a therapist. Like she sets him up on a therapist, which is Heather Glenn. Now she's a character in the comics.
Is she secretly awful?
No.
Okay.
However, when we get into the nitty gritty of episode 2, I'll just say it here. I'm pretty sure she's gonna die.
Oh man, is Kingpin gonna kill her?
I feel like it. Okay, so in episode 2, she ends up being Kingpin's marriage counselor. For him and Vanessa. Vanessa. Then I gotta say it like with a more serious Vanessa. There you go. So she ends up being their therapist. He's gonna find out. He's gonna find out that she's dating Matt.
Oh gosh.
And I feel like that just spells the death for her. Well, I'm calling it for the end of the season.
Well, right now I'm okay with that because I don't know her that well.
Okay, I feel like she's gonna be a really good character though. She seems cool.
I
cool
like
people.
her.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about superhero girlfriends.
That's true.
They always die.
Yeah, don't date a superhero. Bad idea.
Don't do it.
Yeah. I just hope it's not gruesome. Wilson Fisk tends to be a little over the top when he chooses to kill somebody.
True.
Or he just puts plastic up in his apartment so he can shoot you on the way out. I'm never gonna forget that from Echo. I was like, that was messed up. It was like, thank you for being a translator for us, but now you die for taking this job. I'm like, jeez.
Yeah.
So, speaking of Wilson Fisk and Vanessa, so we got the return of Vincent D'Onofrio. And I think...
I am unsure how to pronounce her name.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, but they return. Obviously, Vanessa has taken over the business. So she's a full-on kingpin now, or queenpin?
Is that what we want to call her?
I don't know.
Gotta think about
She's got the role.
Yeah.
And so he's coming back, and basically he wants to be, like, not dealt into the business because he's trying to be mayor, which he becomes mayor at the end of this.
Oh, we've had to mention that under Vanessa, the business is more profitable than ever.
Yeah, so apparently she's smarter than him.
Well,
or more cunning.
Probably more cunning.
Is she as ruthless?
Probably not. And then it might help that I guess she was running it without the Daredevil running around.
That's true. You didn't have Daredevil. Yeah, didn't have Daredevil. Also, she might be a little bit more mentally stable. I would say
that, but true, and she also might just be a better businesswoman.
Yeah, I mean, she was an art dealer beforehand, right? And that also is a pretty good cover for laundering money. So
yes,
which we saw in The Accountant, which we discussed in the earlier.
True.
We discussed before. I think. Yeah.
I thought you was gonna say which we should get into art.
Oh, we should get into art? No, I don't have art money. You got art money?
No, I don't have art money. I'm broke.
If you want to give us art money, make sure you like and subscribe. And then we could trade art. So they're back. Obviously, they're a bit estranged. So I guess after Echo did his little Healy or her little Healy thingy on him, he kind of was messed up, and he disappeared. So Vanessa
She a little salty about that.
A little salty about him disappearing for a few months, I guess she said.
Yeah, it's been a while, and so she moved on. She got the business. She got a new man, and
Adam.
Yeah, Adam's gonna die. Sorry, Vanessa.
Yeah, no, Vanessa said don't kill him.
Promise. He's dead.
Oh,
he's so dead.
Promise not to kill him. You just gotta catch him on a bad day. So, I mean, like, the one dude died because he walked in on their dinner. So, the other, Adam, walked into something else. So, like...
It's not great. I mean, but you know what? Because it's Vanessa, and he did promise, maybe he won't directly kill her.
And to keep his promise to Vanessa.
Yeah. He might die in a taxi crash or something.
Yeah. We also have some new characters with BB Urich.
Yes.
So that is Ben Urich's niece. When I was watching, I thought it was daughter. My bad. It's his niece.
I knew that because I read a synopsis.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Is she a real character?
I think so.
Okay.
I think she is. Okay. I'll have to do some research, but I'm pretty sure she is. But she's playing the reporter role here. I don't know how big of a role she's gonna have in this.
Yeah, it seems like because after she meets with Kingpin in episode 2, like maybe she'll have a bigger role.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what kind of reporter she is, but I mean I don't mind her. I just kind of want to see where she goes.
I mean, also not a good idea to investigate Wilson Fisk. Yeah. She's on a thin ice as well. Just saying.
At this point, you're just gonna have everybody in the show just murdered.
Wilson Fisk likes to murder people, okay? And then Matt tried to murder someone in the beginning. And then also Punisher is still in this series.
Is he in it? And is he only gonna be in one episode?
Probably one episode.
You know how they do.
Two. They might have a little arc.
No, mini arc. They be doing stuff. They be like, "Oh, you can do the press tour," but then be like, "You not in the show for real?"
Oh, you mean like Doom did with Zendaya?
Yeah.
Yeah, that. I'm never gonna let that go. One, I didn't like the movie at all.
Oh, gosh.
And I was like, you put her all over these ads. She
Mm-hmm.
wasn't in the movie. But okay. I guess that's pretty much episode 1. There were some pretty good scenes in there. The end of it, when Wilson Fisk wins the mayoral race and like he's looking down at Matt and Matt's looking up at him with the red light on Matt's face and stuff. That was pretty cool.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, interesting picture, which I'm pretty sure was painted by our bad guy this season.
Who's our bad guy this season?
Muse.
Who now?
Who he creates murals with the blood of his victims.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
Was not. I thought he like create murals and they come alive or something.
No, he kills people and then he uses their blood to make paint murals.
Oh.
Yeah, because all Daredevil villains has got to be some kind of crazy.
Gosh. Okay.
Yeah. Um, so I'm pretty sure that was him painting Wilson Fisk's face, but I thought it was a cool picture still because it was like Wilson Fisk, the mayor, taking off the mask of Wilson Fisk, the kingpin, or the other way around. So the kingpin was still behind the mayor face, I think, something like that. But pretty cool. Yeah. So episode 2, and this is where I think we really get into the nitty gritty of what this show is going to be, which we still got some law stuff going on. I appreciate that.
Yes.
They probably did law research, unlike another law show Marvel tried to do.
Yeah. If not, I will let a lawyer tell me. But it was definitely better.
Yeah.
Than the last law show. At least the last one, I was like, no.
I was like, even I know that's not right.
Exactly. And I'm like, I get my law from Law and Order. And I was just like, ooh, what y'all doing?
Yeah. So
here, it seems better. I can let a lawyer review and tell me nope, but at least it seems better.
Yeah. So we start off this episode though with, what was it, Hector Ayala?
Yeah.
Who is the White Tiger. He was played by Camar de los Reyes.
So was this guy in season 3?
No, new. I think just completely new.
This is the first time we see him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's basically in the years that we haven't been looking at Daredevil, the White Tiger showed up in New York.
Okay.
Along with Spider-Man, evidently. So, oh, that got me on one of like BB Urich. He's like interviewing people. He's like, oh, Daredevil's gone, and you're afraid of being mugged everywhere. And I'm like, is Spider-Man not?
Well, remember, Spider-Man only works in Queens. Well, he doesn't only works in Queens, but he's in Queens.
Okay, so each superhero stays in their borough.
Spider-Man can't be everywhere all at once.
No, he can't.
He has like a curfew, so he kind of has to stay in Queens.
That's true. We did get a Spider-Man mention though from Wilson Fisk. He said men in spider costumes. Yeah. Which is all we're gonna get because Sony would never let this happen unless they put Daredevil in a Spider-Man movie.
Which they kind of did.
Okay, yeah, he was in No Way Home.
Yeah.
They're supposed to work. Like, Daredevil Spider-Man is like an iconic kind of, they work together.
But those are two different, but it's two different things, though.
Yes, I know. Fine. Also, Kingpin Spider-Man, also iconic Spider-Man villain.
Agreed.
Can't I please get Kingpin and Spider-Man? Especially Vincent D'Onofrio Kingpin, although I feel like putting it in a Sony movie, they're going to ruin it.
So just don't do it. Like, what would be the point?
Oh, fine. But okay, we start with White Tiger. Oh, I definitely want to mention this. So this episode was in memory of him because unfortunately he died of cancer.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes, so the actor did pass away after shooting some of his scenes.
Oh, yeah. That sucks. That's awful.
Yeah. So it was dedicated to him. And I don't know if they had to change. I think he might have shot all his scenes already. Okay. So I don't know if they had to change anything. But it's definitely a sad kind of revelation there.
I gotta say, when I'm looking up stuff about this show, you figure like at least one place would have mentioned that.
It mentioned that.
It just seems like something worth mentioning.
Yeah. Yeah. December 24th, 2023.
Okay.
He is Puerto Rican.
Yes.
Born in San Juan.
Yes.
And wait, 1967. What did that make him?
That would make him 60... 59?
59?
Is that right?
Something like that.
Is my mathing?
I don't know. 56. 56. So.
Yeah, that's not that old.
Yeah. It was very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in the scene, he sees two people beating up somebody in the subway, and he goes to intervene, and then one person trips and falls and gets hit by a subway train, which like brutal goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, it was either that or he falls on the electrified rail. So
yeah, either way, it wasn't gonna be good.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been good. But then it turns out they were cops.
Yeah.
And so now he's being blamed for killing a cop. My one gripe with all of this, right? Because he's on trial for killing a cop. And they're like, they're saying, no, there was no victim there. So basically, he just walked in the subway and pushed the cop.
But how he know they were cops?
Right. Well, they're saying that he did know because he said, she said, or he said, he said.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the subway ain't got no cameras.
Yo, same. Because in New York?
Yeah, I know that subway got camera. We got video footage. We can see exactly what happened.
Yeah, I was like, is this the one subway station with no cameras?
Probably. Or
maybe it is. That's why they were doing it there.
Oh, that's true. Gotta admit it. Now, my question is, was this to entrap?
No, I think they were doing a shakedown.
Okay.
And he intervened. You know what I mean? Like, they were already down there doing dirt.
Yeah.
And he happened to walk in. I think they were just shaking down that other guy. I forgot what his name was.
I did too. I forgot.
Yes. Yeah. So I think that's all that is.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So Matt takes up the case, which is interesting because he takes it up because he overhears. Basically, he was getting beat up by the police.
Of course he was.
Yeah. Which, that alone should have this case thrown out.
Boy, what universe you live in? Stop. Seriously, what universe you live in? Because remember, he was only going to get a public defender. And I'm not going to shame all public defenders. I'm pretty sure there's people who work really hard. But because that they were like, it was a cop, just take the deal. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Matt takes the case pro bono.
Of course he does. I don't know how he make money.
Well, I don't think he's been doing like pro bono cases all the time. But I feel him on this, especially if you're Matt Murdock. I think it becomes really difficult because, like, he's sitting there. He's like, okay, this man is on for cop murder, which is worse than murder. Even today, I'm pretty sure a law has passed that, like, solidify. Oh yeah, no,
it is.
Yeah. They solidify cop murder worse than murder because cops are more important than us, apparently.
Please. Oh, never mind. Okay, I was about to go on a whole thing. Okay, I'm sorry. It's not the podcast for that.
Yes. That's for another podcast. Maybe we'll start that. But yeah, so he's on there. He's on the line for that. And you know that he didn't do it. Like, you know he's innocent.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
you can't let it go.
You have to take it because it's basically he will go down for it. Because again, like you said, because there's conveniently no cameras, it is his word versus theirs. And even if they weren't dirty cops, people would be like, why would these two cops lie?
Well, we see it today. Even after everything we've been through, it's like, unless there's evidence that says otherwise, we believe what the cops say. Even though we found out that they like to lie constantly.
Even when there is evidence.
But yeah.
So no, you have to take that case.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. So he takes it. They find out that he's the white tiger.
Yes.
But he wasn't white tigering
that is
at
true.
the time.
Yes. So that rightfully got excluded because they were trying to bring that in, which just adds all kind of bias to the case.
Yes.
Because now he's the vigilante. Now he went off the rails. But it's like, no. At that time, he was just a regular old dude.
Yeah.
Helping somebody.
Yeah. It like and it does matter, and it's funny because there's been a lot of things that I've listened to recently where this actually made a lot of sense to me. Where it's like, can we take this bit of information away because you don't want to sway the jury.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, rightfully, I'm glad the judge did it. I was worried that he wouldn't.
Yeah.
Because it was a cop.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like, okay, you can't mention that he's a vigilante because then, first of all, apparently half the city hates vigilantes. I don't know.
That's not too surprising to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like Spider-Man is like, as good as Spider-Man is, right? He's your happy-go-lucky superhero. They don't like Spider-Man.
Yeah. True.
Honestly, is there a New York superhero that they do like?
Captain America. Well, he only does
He
big
works
stuff.
for the government
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Also, he works for the government.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think.
And he's also not stopping street crime.
True. They don't like the X-Men. I mean, they're not stopping street crime either,
no,
but
not.
they have
only
powers.
Mutant problems.
Yeah.
When Magneto shows up.
Yeah, so I gotta think that vigilantes aren't well loved in New York. But the fact that it's 50-50 doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it would bias the jury. So they find out that he is a vigilante, even though he wasn't doing vigilante things when this happened. It's like, oh, well, you know, guilty automatically.
Yeah.
Right? And you can't have that. So it's true. This information can't sway it. So that was pretty good on Matt's part. And that's what I mean about this show having more actual lawyering things. Right?
Yeah.
Pretty good. Pretty good. This is where we get the therapy between Wilson Fisk and Vanessa. We talked about that. I'm pretty sure Matt's girlfriend's gonna die. I'm not sure because I didn't look at the casting for him, but I'm pretty sure that weird dude that came up to what's his Matt's girlfriend? What's her name again? Glenn. Glenn was her last name.
Yeah.
Heather Glenn. I'm pretty sure he's Muse. Pretty sure he's our bad guy. He was acting real weird.
He was very weird, and I was like, who is this guy, and why should I be concerned by it? You know, it was too weird to know that this guy's gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's just not a fan.
Yeah, he's gonna show up again.
Yes.
So we had that, and then we get to the end of this, which, yeah, this one takes me back to the original Daredevil series. So he finds out the cops are he finds the victim that was being beat up by the cops. He goes there, finds out the cops are going there to kill him, which, like, of course, wow, you know.
Well, I guess it works because I'm like, killing people make things worse, but if no one knows you're looking for this guy, he's just a guy who died.
Yes, so killing the victim made sense.
Yes. Killing Matt does not.
Killing Matt does not. So at the end of it, they're like threatening to kill Matt. Like, they're going to kill Matt, not threatening. They're going to kill him. And I'm like, how does that work, guys? Yeah. He's obviously the lawyer working on the opposite end of your case. And some people, well, they don't know that people know, but people know where Matt is right now. They can put two to two together.
It would have been very messy.
Yeah, I'm like, you don't shoot the lawyer.
Nah.
That's on the other end of your case.
Yeah, at this point, you kind of gotta let it go.
Yeah. But they didn't care. But anyway, I like this. So Matt goes to try and save the guy. He tells the guy to run because they're coming. And then, like, they pop in there, threaten him because he's blind.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I can beat up a blind guy, real strong guy. Go ahead. And Matt actually allows himself to get beat up or whatever until they pull the gun out on him. Yeah. And he's like, well, I got to go full on Daredevil on you.
Yeah. Tone it down just a little bit. Like, I mean, I get he probably had a whole lot of pent up rage.
Yeah, this felt like it was like this was years of Daredevil rage pent up. Yeah,
and I'm like,
he messed them up.
Yeah, I'm like, well, now Matt, what you gonna do?
So here's the question: you think they're dead?
I don't.
Okay, I don't think they're dead either, but
I feel like this is just as bad as them killing him. Just like, explain this now.
Well,
okay.
So, are they going to say Matt beat them up?
No, of course not. A blind lawyer beat you up? No.
Yeah, because how does that fly? Also, why were you there?
Yes. Well, they can make anything up for that.
Okay. All right, so they just let it go?
They have to, don't they?
I guess so. I don't know how they're going to play this.
I feel like they kind of have to. I just feel like does Matt, because, I mean, he messed them up good. Like, they're not walking away.
No, he broke dude's arm, slammed his head into a fridge, and then I don't know. I feel like this guy should be dead. He slammed him. I'm pretty sure his neck broke on the floor. It's done.
I just feel like this is a very messy situation, and I don't know what they're gonna do with it.
This is weird. Oh, we didn't talk about the conversation at the end of episode 1 between Matt and Wilson Fisk.
Oh, that was a good scene. I like that a
Very
lot.
good scene.
Yes.
Yeah, so like Matt and Fisk, this was shown in trailers. Matt and Fisk sits down at the diner and basically like, okay, sizing each other up. Like, okay, you're becoming mayor. I'm gonna give you a chance if you're really trying to be mayor, but I'm watching you basically. And Fisk is the same thing. Like, okay, you know, one, he tells Matt, I think you enjoyed being up on the roof fighting Bullseye, which Matt does. We already like you. He enjoys doing it. Come on, Matt, don't lie. Also, again, someone else, because Punisher told him this, I think in season 2, but someone else is like, I think you do want to kill people, right? You got this code. I think you do. Because wasn't Fish like you tried to kill me several times? Like, no, I didn't. I don't know. Season 3, the end of season 3, I'm like,
yeah, no, Matt enjoyed. I wholeheartedly would think like he would kill somebody for sure.
Yeah, well, he certainly tried to kill Bullseye.
Yeah, I think like he chooses not to, but I'm not really sure if he cares.
It's kind of like Batman. You really choose to cause a lot of pain, though.
Yeah, just enough not to kill him.
Yeah. So, that was a really good conversation. The scene was shot really well. It's just a conversation. It's funny how good a conversation can be, you know. But it was really good. But at the end of the day, basically, they're both like, "All right, if you choose to step out of line,
exactly,
I'm gonna stop you."
Yeah,
you know. Which Fisk? He gonna do something.
I kind of hope. Like, I don't know how it ends up in the comics. That Fisk sort of stays in line for this season. You know what I mean? That is like, while everyone's keeping an eye on him, he is not the problem.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be the main bad guy of this season anyway. There's going to be too much other stuff going on.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's going to be a descent.
I mean, he's going to do some dirt. But I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care about that. Like, do your dirt, but still be the mayor of New York. Apparently, that is still a thing that can happen, so.
What? Yeah, I mean, it's not like the mayor of New York has ever been a criminal or anything like that.
Yeah.
Jesus. There was this scene with Fisk fixing the pothole in the middle of the street. First of all, what made that hole?
Yo, seriously. And then I was just like, why do we need a permit? Just fix the hole. Do we need permits? How do they do things in New York?
I don't know, but this hasn't been New York, but I know there was this guy that was filling in potholes, and then he got in trouble because he was filling in potholes. But he's like, okay, the city won't do it. I'm just gonna put some asphalt in the pothole.
No, because then you gotta wait till the city do it, and the street's on the list.
Okay, maybe I don't want to mess up the wheel on my car.
Agreed.
Like, fix your potholes. Now, I don't have the problem in the city I live in, but
technically it's not the city I live in, but I drive down that street every day. I know why they're avoiding doing it, but just seriously fix their street.
Do it.
Yeah.
See, in hindsight though, so like I don't have this problem in my city, but they're repaving the street like once every year and a half. Like they completely repave the streets, and I'm like, okay,
That's unnecessary.
It's unnecessary.
It's very, very unnecessary.
Do you see how many times they close the streets around here?
Very unnecessary.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than the major city we live near, because technically asphalt's supposed to last like 15, 20 years. So streets are on a 15, 20-year list.
Even in our climate?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And
you got to wait till your street come up.
When you gotta wait, that's why the potholes are so big.
That's why they're so bad. It's like it'll have to be like a major street they'll do sooner, but depending on where in the city you live, sooner means different things.
All right, so but the hole in this
is massive.
I feel like the Hawk landed on that bridge or something. Like what is that?
Massive, and I think it's odd that the crew was there and they're like, we're just waiting, and I'm like.
No, they were doing something else. And he pulled them over.
And it's like we couldn't touch this because of permits or something.
Yeah. I guess you need paperwork to do
Sure,
the
you
stuff.
need, but the street is owned by the city, no?
You just told me about how you were on a 15-year wait list for your street. That street was on year 7.
When it's a hole like that, it's just like if we had a sinkhole or something,
Yeah.
then there's like an emergency crew that would go out and immediately fix it.
Yeah, true.
So there was, like, I worked on emergency crews where it's just like, what's happening? What's so bad right now that we have to fix right away?
Yeah.
That would be that street.
Oh, yeah. Now, I would have to say politically, that's a pretty good play from Fish.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
Good
as far
move.
as optics, yeah. Yeah, because everybody's going to be like, yeah, you see, he gets stuff done. Now, I mean, will he get anything else done? Who knows? I like the tension between him and the police department.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of good stuff going on in that show. Yeah.
Agreed.
Any thoughts?
Additional?
Yes.
No, I think we covered most of it. I have to say that we didn't get Daredevil outside of that brief scene in the first episode.
Yeah.
And even with that, I like what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
So it was like I didn't feel like I missed Daredevil in here.
With it being Born Again, I feel like this is gonna be kind of more like season 1, where we don't get a proper suit up until towards the end of the season.
I actually know the answer to that.
Oh, okay.
It's the 6th episode.
Okay. Oh, well, now I know. I don't know how many episodes this has.
No.
13?
9.
9?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, you already mentioned your.
But I have details.
You have details. Okay, my bad.
My
All right. What's your movie or show fact?
Oh, I guess I have 2.
Okay.
Sorry. So it's called Born Again, which was the title of a 1986 comic.
Yeah.
But it's not based off that comic because apparently season 3 was based off of that comic.
Yeah, season 3 was based off of that.
Yeah. So, and it does not incorporate anything that they were going to do in season 4. So this is completely different.
Makes sense. It's been a few years.
Yeah, which is fine. Okay, so back to the thing where we're talking about how like kind of changed directions, because I think some of it, the first 6 episodes was shot back in 2023. But then when they watched it, they said it wasn't working. So they let those they still get credits, but they let those hair writers go and brought in a new crew. I think the guy that did it worked on the Punisher show. Mm-hmm. And he was brought in because even like, what's that guy's first name? D'Onofrio and Cox was just like, they didn't really like the way the direction of the show was. And they actually credited Feige for listening to them to say like, hey, this isn't the show. Mm-hmm. So it seems like it was going to be Disney Plus-ified. Ugh. Yeah. But those 6 episodes were largely completed. So what we have now is like a workaround for what was already shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think episode 2 apparently was fully one of the original episodes. Mm-hmm. And episode 1, I think, was fully brand new.
I actually know the answer to that too. I'll get to it because now I can't find it. There's a lot of words in here, but I know the answer to that.
Okay.
So originally we weren't going to see Daredevil into episode 4, but with the changes that they made, we're not going to see him until episode 6 again now.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was reshot to kind of move it closer to the tone of the Netflix series. When they first announced it, that was the one thing I was like, they got to do it. And I didn't think Disney was going to do it. And I was kind of right because Disney weren't going to do it.
Yeah, they nailed the tone though. I have to say now they nailed the tone.
Yes, I agree. Daredevil. Yeah. And then it wasn't going to be a direct continuation of the Netflix show, which is another weird take. Like, why?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're right. First, 8th, and 9th are the new episodes, completely new episodes.
Okay.
Yes, so you are correct. So then they just decided to kill. Well, Foggy would already have been gone if
he wasn't in the show. They brought Karen and Foggy back.
Oh, to explain why we won't see them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think they were just not in the show because I remember a while back I saw when they were doing the changes, they brought them back. They brought Punisher back too, so he's probably going to be in one of his newer episodes.
I hope he doesn't feel shoehorned in though.
No, I mean obviously they changed a few things because these two we mentioned how episode 1 was new and episode 2 was the older one. But
Mhm.
obviously, the episodes do feel like they go together,
Mhm.
right? It's not disjointed. So I think they still worked everything in so that you have a congruent story.
Well, so far it doesn't feel that, but usually when you hear about things, like, oh my goodness, it's like because they're literally saying like we weaved in new stuff for stuff that was already shot.
Mm-hmm.
So I just hoping like the first 2 episodes are cool, but we've seen where we're like, oh, I want to see where this goes, and then it just falls off the rails.
For a few shows, yeah,
So
we've seen it.
I hope that's not the case, but I guess we won't know. Yeah. So the first, eighth, and ninth are the completely new ones, and as I said before, they just like, no, we're gonna get back to what the Netflix show was doing and not make it a complete reset, which was just a dumb idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the original plan was for it to be an 18 episode season, what they were going to do. So now it's split up. So we'll get 9 for this season, and then season 2 will be the next 9.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's sort of was described as like a New York crime story with inspiration taken from The Sopranos and then a movie called King of New York from the 90s.
Oh, okay. I'm down for that.
Yeah. So far I feel like that is the tone I'm getting. I don't really see the mafia too much in it, but that's okay. But yeah, so far the plan seems to be working. We'll see if that continues when we finish the show.
I mean, if they can put it together the way they have these two, I think it'll work pretty well.
Agreed.
Yeah. All right. Any nitpicks?
I didn't have any. My first nitpick was like when on the train station when the guy's trained, I was like, come on now, that's self-defense. Because he's like, oh, and because he immediately pulls the badge like NYPD, and I'm like, that has to be self-defense. And then I was like, if you were a cop all alone, you did not de-escalate the situation. Then it turns out they were dirty, so I had to take it back.
Yeah, they were dirty. Otherwise, when he like steps in and intervene, you just sell NYPD and the guy backs off, right?
Well, that, or if you're undercover and you don't want the guy to know, I'm like, he wasn't breaking up the fight. He was full on fighting. You know what I mean? Like you could. There were things he could have done so it didn't escalate like it was. But I was like, he's fighting,
yeah.
Not as a cop to like, hey, you don't want to be in this situation kind of deal.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I was like, this is all very weird. But then it was explained.
Yeah, they're dirty cops.
Yeah, they were dirty. So I took that back. That was the only thing I had really questioned.
Okay. Yeah, my only nitpick I mentioned before was the CGI in the first episode.
I don't really call that a nitpick. I call that I didn't like that.
Okay.
My nitpicks are usually like, did that make sense? But it's kind of hard when it's like a superhero show.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what? The CGI stuff is kind of disappointing because it's been a lot of it lately in Marvel. Like, a lot of it where it's like, okay, this doesn't look that great. And it's like, Marvel.
Yeah, agree.
What
like,
are you doing?
If you're going to do it, then do it well.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Either that or just go back to practical, which I think most of Daredevil is going to be practical. So
yeah, well, it's kind of hard to swing with a.
Yeah, that had to be CGI.
I don't know what you call that thing, but yeah.
Just make it look less bouncy. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. It was bad. It was bad.
But rating it so far, obviously kind of hard to rate a show off the first 2 episodes, but so far I pay for that. I think this is a pretty good, pretty good adaptation, I guess is what I say.
Yeah, I think it's a good starting off point. Like, I want to continue it. I kind of hate the episode of the week kind of deal. Just give me all the episodes.
So you can binge it in one night.
Yes. Because I might have.
Once a week.
Yeah. So yeah, I give it I pay for that. So far so good, and hopefully that stays the same.
Yeah. Our brother Derek also watched it, and he was saying that same rating. I pay for that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Agreed.
So that being said, that was our thoughts on Daredevil Born Again, episode 1 and 2. Let us know your thoughts on it in the comment section below. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more movie reviews, and we will see you next time.